This is a book that I completely like knew nothing about. It was kind of like under my radar, and it might possibly be my release of the year. I saw the inside of this book and I just instantly fell in love because it brought me to a world of like, made me feel as though I was reading a comic from the old Metal Hurlant heavy metal days. And it has kind of this feeling of like a Warhammer 40K mixture with it as well. And it's just a beautiful book. So this might be my release of 2025. And I just want to show you guys this book because it's a beautiful book. It really is. Now, unfortunately, it has glossy paper, which I fucking hate. So I do apologize about the light. But man, this book is just beautiful. And the artist on here, Ben Morrow, not to be confused with Ben Mara, who is also a great artist. This guy, I guess, does like art for video games and stuff. I don't know if he does concept art or just 3D modeling, but he made a comic book. And this comic book is just mind-blowingly awesome. I love the stuff that he does in this book. I love the perspectives and the compositions and all the kind of, it's very difficult to draw a futuristic book with so much mechanical stuff in it, and he does a really, really great job. Now, it does have some flaws that, every modern comic book does. There's some panels that feel like, he's tracing from real life stuff. I'm not going to say that legitimately if he's tracing from photos, but it feels like that. But this stuff is beautiful. Now, in the back, there is some great pages kind of showing his process, and that he's drawing straight out from his head onto paper. So, but there's some faces in here, stuff like that kind of feel like they're traced. But this kind of stuff, man, he's doing beautiful work here. I really, really, really like his style. I was not familiar with his work in the past. I did not know about this release. But man, it's really that he puts you in that awesome cyberpunk futuristic world, and with like AI and robots, and it's just really, really cool stuff. And I adore it. I really, really do. And you get pages like this. Now, this is part 1, apparently. I guess there's going to be multiple parts. Sorry about the light. Hopefully the light doesn't kind of get in the way of the art. But, man, really, really beautiful stuff here. I keep saying that over and over again, but it really is great. It's the best way I can describe it. Doing some Dutch angle stuff and really kind of getting creative with this composition. Draws great vehicles, which is something I'm not very good at. I guess I'm better at drawing people than I am vehicles. But yeah, just really beautiful. I love the color that he's using. I'm assuming he's coloring it as well himself. I feel like nowadays when artists, make books, they do all the work themselves, coloring and penciling and inking. But yeah, that's really great. So have you heard of this book? Write down in the comments if you have. I totally randomly came across this. I don't even remember how I came across it. It was a late pickup. I think I picked this up not that long ago. And I just went, man, this is really down my alley because I'm a big Warhammer 40K fan. And this kind of feels like it's in that world, Now, of course, I love sci-fi. Sci-fi is just awesome genre. I even like the stuff that he's doing with the lettering as well. He's doing some great lettering work here. That's the thing. We live in the days, the days of having to do everything yourself if you're an artist now in the comic book industry. But I give this guy a lot of credit. He works in the video game industry, and he just is like, I'm going to make a comic. And he did a really dynamite job for, his first installment. There's another book that he has out which has more of like a 3D kind of, I think he's using like 3D programs and stuff like that, which I don't particularly like that style. I like drawn stuff way more. I don't enjoy that 3D, using 3D models and stuff. I don't like that. I like the pure drawing. Got a Mr. Manhattan character, or Dr. Manhattan, sorry. Mr. Manhattan, Dr. Manhattan like character. I mean, you get some interesting. I'm not really into this kind of stuff as much as I'm into this. So, but yeah, very Dr. Manhattan feeling. Doing some stuff like, like in the comic book Blame, which I covered. Very large, these large rooms, these large areas, and these small characters. I love that kind of perspective. Kind of reminds me of like a Mobius. This really does remind me of like a modern day version of something that you would kind of see in heavy metal. Really, really just creative stuff. Kind of, you're not on a leash. You're kind of just doing your thing. That's the kind of comic books that I really want to kind of jump into and, just really, really get into. And man, he's just doing his own thing, and he's doing great, beautiful work. Yeah. Man. But I want to take a look at the back real quick, because there's some really interesting stuff in the back that I really like. He also has like a cover gallery, which is, the covers are freaking awesome. His ability to make covers, really, really cool stuff. I mean, just awesome. That's something that I would look at on like a wall, a comic book wall, and be like, I need to pick that up. But so he's got some development stuff. He's got some. This is the kind of stuff I love to look at, obviously, as a artist myself. He's got thumbnails and sort of thumbnail into finished pieces or rough sketch pieces that he's going to go into and kind of finish off. He's doing some really creative stuff, with perspective, 3-point perspective. That's a beautiful downshot perspective. Really, really great stuff. And it kind of gets you trapped in this world, this giant world here. And, man, it just reminds me of like a Mobius. It's just really, really great. And then we have some single pages that I guess they're before the color goes there. Before the color goes in. Yeah, I love it when they like have this stuff in the books, in unreleases, so you can really kind of I mean, I know this is probably not for like the casual reader. They're probably not interested in this stuff, but from an artist standpoint, like, I love it when they add this kind of stuff. And I feel like the comic book industry is starting to turn into an industry where only artists are really interested in the stuff. But I guess at least our industry, with manga, it's like people buy it for the story. But I feel like with our comic books in America, I think they're buying it I think artists are buying it more so than really the casual person. But I could be wrong. I don't know the market that well. I'm just assuming. Maybe I'm just looking at it from my perspective. But yeah, man, it's just really great stuff. I'm so happy this was put in. I love the stuff he's doing with like kind of the expressions. Really, really, really cool choices that he's making here. Man. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely putting in the legwork for sure. And man, love that. Love that there. Just beautiful. I love it when somebody could take a piece of paper and put you in a world with their drawing, and I am just like trapped in that world now. You get lost, man. It's just like, it's beautiful when that can be done. But yeah, I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. Great artist. And yeah, I mean, if that interests you, you should definitely pick it up. I am not sponsored or anything. I don't know the artist. I literally picked this up on a whim. I know nothing about the company that's putting it out or anything like that. I just picked it up on a whim, and my only issue is I wish I had gotten the hardcover version, but they don't have the hardcover version anymore. I think it was like a very limited run. But yeah, man, it's cool. It's a cool comic. I mean, this. I don't know. This might be my choice for my pickup of 2025. Because it's just, man, it's just so cool.